Today, we celebrate the life and legacy of Maya Angelou. Born Marguerite Johnson on April 4, 1928, she had a rough childhood, but she took her experiences and used them to write poems and stories. She spent some time in Cairo, Egypt, and then moved back to the United States in the 1960s to help play a role in the civil rights movement. Throughout her life, she became an advocate for civil rights of both men and women, a poet, a writer, and an educator. Once she moved back to the United States, she became immersed in the civil rights movement. She was the Northern leader for the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, or SCLC. She, along with Malcolm X, formed the African American Unity, and she also befriended Martin Luther King Jr. during her time of fighting for equal rights. One of her most famous books, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings, was published in 1970. This book received international acclaims and made the bestseller list. Early on, the book was banned in schools due to Maya's honesty about the sexual abuse she endured as a young child. Later on, the book would make a comeback in educational institutions around the world. Maya learned that loving herself, having a strong spirit, and accepting the kindness of others can allow her to be free from her past. This is something that we all can take as a lesson from her. Maya could have taken her childhood experiences and let them control her life. Instead, she turned them into something positive. If we remember one thing about Maya and her life, it should be that she did not allow negative things to determine where her life went. She took control and made a positive impact on not only her life, but many others. Her work as a poet, a writer, and a civil rights activist allowed millions of people to have hope, believe in themselves, and make a change in this big world we all live in. This is an important lesson that we all should take from. No matter what you've been dealt in life, there is always a way to turn it into something positive. By speaking and writing about her hard times, she became an advocate for women who had been through the same thing. She also showed that sexual abuse is not a taboo, but instead a real-life concern. But once again, that it should not control your life whatsoever. Her strong command of life played an important role in how she wrote her own story. The raw honesty about her history, the belief that there should be equal treatment for all no matter the color of their skin, and her love of writing allowed her to spread ideas and create a model for the strength a woman should have. A piece of her writing, Still I Rise, has a section that I think rings true of Maya's life. It says, "You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still like dust I rise." She rose from the horror she went through and made something of herself. Today, as we celebrate Maya's life, we should remember how wonderful she was in so many ways and the impact she will continue to leave on this world.